Hi, welcome this morning to Table Talk. We are glad to have you here with us. I'm Sandy. We have Shannon and VJ. So we are excited to be with you this morning. Shannon, what have you been working on?
Well, since I was here just a week ago,
Yes.
I had to kind of like scramble a little bit to decide what to talk about today. But when I worked last Friday, and Sandy asked me to put this together.
Oh, yes.
And it was very cute. Just a cute little easy.
Here, I'll hold that while you talk about it.
Just a cute little easy Valentine project. And we put kits together for it.
Yep.
And these little squares were just a little mini charm pack. So you don't even have to cut those out.
Yeah.
They're just all ready for you. So,
Cute.
but they're, I don't know. I think you like to give me patterns where I'm like, this isn't going to work.
You did though.
It did, but it was like putting a puzzle together. So I'm thinking for the kits, I think I want to type something up and put in the kits. Because she had you cut the pink strips, and as I was counting, I'm like, that's not enough. That counts up to 12, and there's 15 rows, and then one was really long. And anyway, so I did my math, got it all worked out. This is what I came up with.
Awesome. We'll include that with
So yeah, so we'll put that in there so that you guys don't have to figure it out and do your little puzzle piece. I think it would be easier too if you just knew, this is the 2.5, this is the 4.5, this is,
Yeah, right.
so that you just kind of knew how to put it together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you guys run into that where sometimes the patterns are just kind of?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
yes.
I mean, I know from writing patterns.
Yes.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Yes. It's
Totally.
hard to write a pattern
It
so
is.
everyone can understand.
Yeah,
And I do not want to write a pattern. So
I love writing patterns. I seem to do it an awful lot.
I have a friend that designed quilt patterns, and she just the sweetest person you would ever know, and I'm not going to name her, but I just love her to pieces. But she made a couple mistakes, which weren't huge, but they were a couple mistakes. And people were so mean about it. I mean, they were just
Vicious.
She killed their firstborn. I mean, they were just wicked. And she said, I'm done. And she had written a lot of patterns, but after that experience, she's like, I'm done. I'm not ever doing this again.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I was like,
But I think it's the same as when you read a book. They have editors, they have people that read them and correct, and you always find a mistake.
Yeah.
So
be graceful with people. Give people some grace. Everybody's
this was not anything huge by any means, and it was easy to figure out.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, we'll probably put this in and somebody will probably say, oh, this is wrong. Because, you just can't, I just don't think you can ever make it perfect. But anyway, but it was a really fun one to put together. I really liked it. And Erica did not walk by my room and say, I really want that.
Oh, you thought she was going to.
I thought she was going to, but she did not do that.
Yeah, well, when it comes back from quilting, then she probably
She
will.
might. But, and I'm going to count this as a finish.
Yeah.
But I finally got my thing my dad did framed.
Oh, yay.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm counting this as a finish.
Yep.
And I haven't decided where to hang it yet. So it's just kind of been sitting on my floor.
This is the you and your dad.
Yes. So it's kind of been
Combination.
sitting on my floor. And Erica, every time she walks by, says, I really like that. So I've got to get it hung, or I think she'll take it.
Yeah.
But I ended up matting it in kind of the navy and then, the green. And I thought about doing the pink, but I was afraid if I did that, it was just dated.
Yeah, I think so.
So, but I wanted to make it bigger because I have my ceilings are really tall, and sometimes if you put smaller things in there, it just does not look as good. So,
Well, that would be
I finally got it framed.
Yay.
10 years later.
Awesome.
And it did cost me a fortune.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes it does.
yes, but I'm going to count
But
that
that's
as
got sweet sentiment to it.
It does. So the other thing I've kind of been working on is the Riley Blake block challenge. So I've enjoyed them. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
I've liked it. I've redone my house, and so these were like the right colors. So I really wanted it.
I love this particular block. I would love that block
An entire quilt.
or
just
just a
one, make it bigger.
just a big block quilt. I think that'd be so cute.
You
or
could do that.
tabletopper, or
You should design that. Sandy.
That's really cute.
You should blow that up. You could. You totally could. So, anyway, and I have to say, while I've been doing this, because there's so many pieces in these. Again, I can't tell you enough how much I love these, because it was just so much easier to stick my little stickers on there and then know which ones they were. And you know, when I was doing this the other day, I was thinking to myself, the other thing that is helpful is where these are all solids, sometimes you can't tell which is the front and which is the back. And if you have your little sticker on it, and if you know, then I know which is the front and which is the back and where to start, because sometimes, you know, things kind of get moved around before I get a chance to get to it, and they might kind of get messed up, but I know which is the front and which is the back. So, and that's a big deal to me. So anyway, so that's what I've been working on.
Awesome. BJ, you've got a beautiful finish.
Well, I'm working on this quilt for the shop, and
It's cute.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
it is really, I have not gotten it quilted yet, so you can see it's just in progress still, but I'll take it to the quilter on Thursday, and hopefully
Do you want to open it to let us
I
see
say it kind of
everything?
looks like it's a good sized quilt, BJ.
It is. It's about 70 by 80. It's a good size quilt.
So is that pretty close to a twin then?
Quite close. A twin is 72 by 90.
But this is just beautiful.
Oh, I like it.
So I made this. The fabric is hush hush, and so it's all neutral backgrounds. And then I stuck a couple more fabrics in there for background as well. And the pattern is Sweet Kisses by Gigi's Thimble, and so it really works well. I haven't decided what kind of binding that I'm going to use on it or backing, so that's the decision I'll make today. But it's been really a lot of fun to work on. It's something
beautiful.
different.
I
So
love it.
anyway.
I love it. And I love how this collection, the Hush Hush Low Volumes, how they're not all just white. They have
Right.
that different tone, so it just
Yeah.
adds such interest,
Yeah.
you know? And
So-
it just looks so fun and scrappy.
So we'll be having kits in the store for that in probably a week or two, I would think. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So cute.
So that's all I've been
Good job
working
this
on.
week. I don't believe you, BJ. I know you're always working on something. Always working on more than one thing. So this was my finish. So I
That's
showed that
cute.
little pin cushion that I made, you know, my little one finish for that 1 week. So then I decided to do a little mini quilt out of it. So
Really
it's
cute.
just, and then I just did kind of the chunky stitch for the quilting
Yeah,
using
that's
pearl
cute.
cotton, just to give it a little
That's
bit
cute.
of interest.
It's really cute.
And
pizzazz.
we'll have kits in the store for this. So
Oh, yay.
yeah. And I have one kit that is pre-cut. So it's all cut and ready to sit down and sew. And I will give that away to someone that comments on this tabletop.
Oh.
So I'll keep
Very
cut,
nice.
ready for you to sit down and sew.
Oh.
So post a comment on Facebook, on Instagram, or on our YouTube channel, and we'll give away that kit.
kind of a little drawing.
Little drawing. Yeah, we'll just do a random drawing, put everybody's names in that commented, and then we'll draw and someone will get that kit. So
Cool.
Very worth it.
and then in our Valentine theme, Pat has finished stitching for me
Oh,
a couple of, this pattern is called Vintage Valentine.
It's cute.
These are your patterns.
These are
aren't
my
they?
patterns. Yeah, this is my pattern, Vintage Valentine. And this is done on 14 count Aida cloth. You could also do it on 28 count linen. And so this one says, "So do you want to be mine?" A little soda shop. And this one says, "You're a dear." So these are just based on some actual vintage Valentines that I converted into a cross stitch chart. And
And so the patterns, do you get both?
yes,
So
yeah,
it's
both
not
patterns
individual
are in,
patterns.
yeah, both patterns are in one pack. This is Lori Holt's 14 count. I think it's just called Barely Pink. I'm not sure of the color, but it's one of her new packs of Aida cloth. But it's just a real soft pink color.
Well, it's perfect
So-
for that project.
And I have these done where I've actually finished them onto wool felt that they look like little cutout Valentines. But these two I'm going to frame.
Oh,
So
cute.
I
Yeah.
haven't done them look different. So that was Pat's finish.
Very cute.
And we love Pat. And
Yeah.
I have another finish from Pat, but I can't show it.
It's a surprise. Tune in another time.
Yeah, tune in another time.
Cool.
So,
Tune in next week.
yes. I think, let's see, next week, are we in February next week?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Tune in next week. I'll show Pat's finish.
Okay. Well, man.
It'll be our March. She did stitched the March hilltop for me.
Oh.
Nice.
So I got this one to her in time to stitch it. So I didn't stitch this one myself, but she got it done. And
Oh, she's so fast.
she is so good. Yeah, I was happy with how it turned out.
And she always likes a project.
Yeah, she does.
So.
So we love you, Pat.
Yeah. Yes. Big shout out to Pat. And
Yeah.
Pat always watches.
Yes,
always
she does.
Pat likes all of our videos. She always likes them. So yeah, we
Yeah.
just appreciate Pat so much. And she always sends us little treats.
She
and
does.
She's just the sweetest lady.
She
Just
takes
love
care of
Pat.
us.
She does. She is really sweet. So Emerald had asked me to bring some organization things.
Okay.
And I have to say, I don't have a lot of organization. And when I sew, I want to sew, quilts and so I don't really sew my little organization things like Shauna had last time and stuff. I don't really do that. And I have a cutting table. And it's got screws on the side, and so like all my rulers hang on those screws, and that cutting table's got like 5 drawers on one side and shelves on the other side, and then I have 5 drawers in my sewing table, and then I have the other side of my sewing table is a cabinet. You open up, it's got shelves. So I mean,
So you have a lot of built-in storage.
Right, I have a lot of storage,
Yeah.
and we had talked about I like to keep my stuff in bins, and so I just have one of those IKEA. The little cubbies.
Yeah.
So I can stack 2 bins in each cubby. And so that's kind of how I organize my little bins. So anyway, so I did get a couple of these for Christmas, like Sandy suggested, for all of my overdyed floss. And it's just been a fantastic way to store them. And so I just put them in the little floss bags. They've got, the ABC little inserts. And just put my overdyed floss behind that. Yeah. And I have a couple, and if you have a ton, you could do one for general art, you could do one for weeks, you could do one for color works, however you want to do it. I have 2, and I mainly have color works, so that one's got its own, and then the others share. But however you want to do it, I think that this is a great way to store, and it just looks so cute in my sewing room. So anyway, so that's one thought. So my dad, cross stitches, but he also does a lot of woodwork. So we get a lot of projects from my dad. And so I have like a lamp, I have a salt and pepper thing, I have, candy dishes, just tons of stuff from my dad. And he made everybody a pencil holder. And I was like, I don't know, I don't really have a lot of pencil stuff. So I thought this is a great way to store all my crochet hooks.
There you go.
So this is the way I store my crochet hooks, and it's a cute little container. And I put my gingers in here. I have to say though, okay, this is really funny. You talked about your scissors one time on Table Talk. So Erica happened to be watching Table Talk with me, and my little ginger scissors, and she's like, oh, I relate to that. She says, we would take your scissors to like a church activity, and you would say, anybody cuts anything but fabric with these, I will kill you with these scissors. I was like, I don't think I ever said it quite like that. She's like, that's the way we all feel. We all knew. She says people would come over and say, can I borrow your scissors? And we would all say, what are you going to use them for?
Yeah.
Because these are my mom's, fabric scissors.
Yeah.
You don't cut paper. So anyway, so that's how I do have that on my little sewing table. And I have one of these, and I love this. This is my little.
You got a lot in there, don't you?
I know. Look at, I'm a little dusty. So anyway, so yeah, I put my scissors on one side and I have all my pens on the other side. I don't know why I have these in here, but for some reason I used them for something and then they got stored in here. So anyway, so I love these little stash and stores, and they come in a smaller one too. So, and we do have these in the store. I've looked, and we have a ton of colors.
Yeah, we have a lot of different colors
right now of this, and it's, to me, I like it. I just put it next to my sewing machine. I can grab what I want, and I do, like, you can tell I like scissors.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of different kinds, and these are fantastic scissors too. And then these are my paper scissors.
There's your papers.
Yep. So I have lots of different.
I gave one of these to my daughter last year for Christmas
Uh-huh.
for her makeup brushes
Oh,
in her
yeah.
bathroom.
That's a really good idea.
Pop in there and they stand up.
That's a really good idea. Yeah. So anyway, so that I do that, and then I don't know. Can you get these anymore?
No,
These
but we
little
have a
ruler
different.
I love this ruler thing. So like I said, my rulers I put on my cutting table, but this little thing, this is where I put my block locks. Okay, I love my block locks. I just have to say, especially doing these little Riley Blake challenge blocks. You know, they wanted you to trim. I don't think it was on this one. I think it was on the other one. They wanted you to trim down to your half square triangles 1.5 inches. So, and I think that one's at home, but I do have that little one. So again, if you want, you know, these are not cheap.
Those rulers,
Yeah, they're not cheap. But if it's something that you want, it's just, to me, is so worth the investment. I would put them on my little round rotating cutter, and it's just is so easy. And Jason likes me to hang out with him at night, and so I like it because I can just put that on my lap and I can trim.
But that rotating mat, it's stable and sturdy enough that it's like a table on your lap.
It is, and it works great for that. And so, and you can, I mean, you can go big. You know, we have you can get the whole set. Like I said, it's not cheap. Or you can get smaller sets. This has only got 3 in it. Or you can buy them individually. So again, just kind of for Mother's Day coming up, or birthdays.
And if you're going to buy individually your half square triangle one, the 6.5 is
that's
a great size.
It is.
So this one is a 6.5. Yeah.
It's a great
So
size.
anyway, so that's just kind of some of the little things that I do. I don't necessarily have all these fantastic stuff because I don't want to create my own. And I don't have the brains to create my own. Stuff comes into the store and I'm like, oh, that's great. I'm going to grab one of those. And that's what I do.
But you have that built-in storage.
I do have a lot of built-in storage. And I
Yeah.
know which drawers have what in it. And for some reason, I don't know how this works, but my daughter has a dog named Nova, and she knows which drawer, what it sounds like when I open that drawer with my treats. My bottom drawer in my sewing table, I have little treats in there, and I'll open that drawer to grab something, and as soon as that drawer opens, she's running down the stairs. So it must sound different when it opens. I don't know, or she can hear the rattle of something in that drawer. But
my dog, I had a little Yorkie, and she knew the sound of a peanut M&M falling on the carpet.
On the carpet.
On the carpet.
You
Not
are a
even
peanut M&M addict.
I am a peanut M&M addict. And she'd be upstairs with my husband. It'd be early morning. She'd be asleep. And if I went downstairs and dropped a peanut M&M on the carpet, boom, she'd come running.
Right down there.
Yeah, she just knew that sound.
Yeah, Nova knows that too. But at my house, we're allergic to chocolate. So we can't. So I have white chocolate peanut M&Ms. So Nova, she does get those occasionally because.
And I mean, I know your dog's not supposed to have them, but she did occasionally beat me to the pickup.
To pick up, yeah.
So,
anyway, so
thank you.
That's kind of it for my little organizing. But
Awesome.
that's what I got.
Great job.
Good job, Shannon.
Yeah.
Hey, Emerald,
We'll
what do
let
you
her
got
put
for
it.
us?
So, I moved to my new house lately, and then I was thinking, well, what do people put to decorate their houses? So, and because we don't really have a huge place.
Yeah.
You probably put little pieces. So I asked you guys to bring some little pieces for people to look at.
Thank you.
I put quilts on an end table with the lamp on it. I'll put, mini quilts just on a tray on my, I have one on a tray on my coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
And then with just a little plant on it. And I just like the warmth that those bring to it. And you can do them, to match your decor color scheme, or you can do them for seasons. For instance, that little heart quilt I did, I would use that probably like on my tray with a couple little heart things, for Valentine's to display.
So you just kind of put it so it kind of hangs over your tray a little bit?
Yeah, it just kind of comes all over the tray, a little off center, and just, with a little plant on it. Something like that.
Cute.
I use them as wall warmers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wall warmers. Yeah. Little quilts. But I like them on a ladder, just hanging off a ladder in a front room. I think is nice.
Yeah.
I've just put them over the back of a couch
Mhm.
or back
Yep.
of a chair as well. Or
Yeah.
I've got some just on the ends of my beds as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, and I like, sometimes when we've displayed quilts here where we've kind of just gathered it and tied
Mhm.
a ribbon or something around it, and then it
Fans out.
Yeah, fans out. I think that you can do that.
Mhm.
I have to say, I have one of the dough bowls that we sell here in the store, and I will put wool balls, different colors for the season, and I cannot tell you how many people walk into my house and see that and think that is the cutest thing, and all it has is the wool balls in it. Sometimes I'll put something
Yeah.
else in it, but just those little wool balls I think helps. So
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what we were doing, but I did bring a couple of smaller things that I've done.
Well, Emerald had mentioned something about small gifts that we've received
Yeah.
or something. So I have a small gift that I've received that I love too. So
Well, this is something
So
that I
cute.
did. So these are just kind of some smaller things because I don't think when you do punch needle, I don't think you do anything too large.
Yeah.
So these are all just some smaller things that I've done, and I have a ton of these just for kind of the different seasons that I set out. And so these are punch needle projects. My neighbor actually designed these, so these aren't patterns that you can get. She just kind of did them for fun, and her husband had a saw, and he would make me these little things to put them on. So it's not anything you can buy.
yeah, which kind of makes it special.
Right.
For you,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And she's very talented. I can't draw. I can't do any of that, but I can follow a pattern. So
And that's Kathy, right?
yeah, my
Yeah.
neighbor Kathy. So shout out to Kathy. But yeah, she's done all kinds, and this one just looks a little
I like
dusty.
that.
Anyway, but these are cute, just smaller things, and I have like a buffet table in my entryway, and so these are like perfect just to kind of sit on there
Yeah.
for the different seasons. So that's something that I've done that's smaller, and punch needle is fun. It kind of was a popular thing, and it's kind of gone away.
And now I've seen recently people coming into the store asking about it again.
Have ya?
I've noticed
So
the
yeah,
same thing.
so it's
And
like,
we've
I'm gonna
done a few
start looking
classes
for
here.
I'm going to start looking for some new punch needle designers
Mm-hmm.
because some of my
That's a good
favorites
idea.
stopped carrying their punch needle and stuff, and so I'm looking for some that really appeal to me to bring in.
And the thing that's nice about punch needle is I feel like it's hard to make a mistake because it pulls out really easy, or if you don't like how something is, you put a few more punches in, or that's what I really like about punch needle is it's just
We'll
really
have to
versatile.
do a little demo on video of that one of these days.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
yeah, it's really fun.
Awesome.
So something else that I did that was smaller, but I actually made it bigger this is a Lizzie Kate pattern.
Oh, cute.
And it was wasn't very big, but I wanted to make it a little bigger. So, so I think one of the reasons I brought it is just because you don't have to do it exactly how the pattern is written.
Right. If it's written for 40 count linen, for instance,
Right.
not going to happen here.
Right.
But
So
I can
you can change it up. And so it was actually a really small pattern. And this fabric, it was a linen that I did it on. And I've done a lot of things on this linen. Shepherd's Bush had some patterns that were kind of seasonal that I've done, and that all, and I changed those out that hang in my entryway. But it's kind of, to me, it reminds me of,
18 count?
I'm not sure. It kind of is like that burlappy.
Yeah.
So I'm actually working on some Shepherd's Bush Christmas stockings, and
Okay,
it's
then-
kind of the
then it's
same.
18,
I think it's
yeah.
kind of the same type. I'm guessing. So anyway, so you can, change things up, and it seems like I think I might have changed out a couple of colors too. I can't remember. I did this a while ago, so
Because I think originally it just finished like
it was
tiny.
it was really tiny,
design.
but I wanted a little bigger. So
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah, so there you go.
That's great.
How about you, VJ? We saw
Well,
you
I
have some
do.
pieces.
I brought a few things with me that I've made. I didn't bring anything that's gifts, but
It's good.
one thing I've done is the crabapple hill patterns.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
cute.
I have all of these for all the seasons
Oh,
that
do
I've
ya?
made.
Yeah.
Really
And
cute.
I just have them in the entry in my home, so I switch them out like the very day
Yeah.
season changes. So some of them
Oh,
I
so
frame
pretty.
myself, and some
Uh-huh.
as I learned to frame a number of years ago. But then I do a lot of seasonal kind of things too. So this is just kind of a crude little
Cute.
one for
Oh,
Easter
cute.
that I've done that I just think is fun. I have one for Valentine's Day as well. But and I framed that one myself, Miracle. So.
That's awesome.
To going along with Valentine's Day, I have a lot of pillows for seasons as well. And so this one's just a really simple, basic embroidery. But I put a bunch of little antique buttons
cute.
on because I like antiques.
That's really cute.
And so I have almost on every wall, I have something that I've put together and have stitched myself. So that's an easy thing for me to come up with. So
So VJ, when you are hanging your things, especially seasonal, because sometimes I try to think, okay, what am I going to put here later? And that determines where I put my nail. Do you kind of try to think about, because sometimes it's like, oh, how's that going to work?
Well, that one thing about the crabapple hill patterns, they're all almost exactly the same size. So that works out really well. Sometimes if it's like that little Easter rabbit, I just have an easel and I'll sit that somewhere. So I do that often. It's just have little easels rather than actually hang it on the wall.
That Lizzie Kate, I usually just stick on an easel too.
I have a lot that I've done that with. So
because sometimes I try to think. And then, when we redid everything, my dad did, I can't remember the name, I wish I could. They're kind of these little Amish. It's like raspberry homecoming, blueberry homecoming.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
My dad had stitched those, and so I have those in my entryway. And then when Christmas came, I wanted to put up some of my Christmas pictures, and then I had to figure out what would fit there. But
because it's not like the store where you have a million holes on the wall just
because
I hang things with push pins, so
tack stuff in.
Our walls have many holes.
But to look at it, you can't tell.
It's from far away.
Something that I do though, I don't use nails very often. I use just a straight pin. A straight pin, actually, if you can hang something relatively heavy with a straight
and
pin.
It's a tiny hole. I've done that too.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
So what kind of straight pin?
Well, I don't use those little tiny micro fine ones.
Not the fine quilting.
I use the ones that are just the steel head type pins. So I always buy those and that's what I use.
Yeah,
but it works well.
And it holds a lot of weight.
Oh, it does. It's amazing. My sister, one
bit.
of my sisters, told me about that years ago. So I have used pins for years to hang things on the wall.
Okay.
And I've used in my kitchen, so I have shiplap walls in my kitchen, and I've used the command, the Velcro ones for my pictures because I can always take it off.
Right.
So I'll use the Velcro.
Right. Yeah.
The hanging ones, your hanging thing's going to show above where your picture is.
Yeah.
But the Velcro ones, I've used those, and they hold up quite a bit of weight, depending on. I'll use it.
Yeah.
So when Emerald mentioned small gifts we've received. So I had to bring a small gift, and it has nothing to do with quilting or sewing. But my friend gave this to me several years ago, and it's the silliest thing.
Oh.
But see this guy? He cracks me up. And he sings sometimes. Okay. And that little mouth just cracks me up.
I thought that was like a hair scrunchie. That's what it
I
reminds
know
me
it does.
of.
His lips are just like this little scrunchy looking thing, but
That is so funny.
and he's not the cutest little thing, but he cracks me up. My dog got a hold of his foot, but it sits on my shelf. Oh, goodbye. Because sometimes you just need a smile, and I cannot push his belly without smiling.
Yeah.
So that was a fun thing my friend gave me because it has just brought me smiles for a lot of years.
That is cute.
A silly thing to give
Very
to an
sweet.
adult, but I love it.
That's really cute.
So, anyway, we all need something that makes us smile.
Brightens
Or
the
laugh.
day.
Yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have for us?
I don't.
Oh,
Okay.
you did ask if we hang things in the bathroom.
Oh,
she did
yeah,
ask us
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
And,
Sorry.
and I have a little half bath that it's kind of a fall theme to it. And I didn't bring the picture, I forgot, but I did a cross stitch that was just kind of a sampler, and it had leaf kind of in bolder print, and it had leaves around the border. And so I did hang down in the bathroom. My dad, I know it did one for my mom that it's a lady in a bathtub with bubbles and it says spa. And, you know, so
Yeah.
but my mother-in-law, I mentioned, you know, she does everything by hand, and she has just quilted for years, and so there is no spot in her home that does not have a quilt
decorated.
on the wall. I mean, everywhere there's quilts, including the bathroom. So
Yeah, I asked that because bathroom is kind like humid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys are worried about
Yeah.
that for your work.
So when we redid my parents' basement where I live now, I didn't want a traditional like towel rack on my wall, you know? We just shiplap on the walls in the bathroom. And so I had the quilt ladders that we carry in the store, I had to make me one that was narrower. And so it leans against the wall, and I have just my white towels hanging on that ladder. And then I have a picture that my sister gave me that says it's pretty big. It's about this big, and it's just white with a dark wood frame, and it says, "I see London, I see France."
oh.
And that's all it says. And so that hangs on my wall too.
Cute. But it's not stitched, or
It's not stitched. That was just what. But in my other house in Draper, when I lived, I decorated at Christmas. I decorated every room in the house, including my bathroom. Christmas cross stitch.
wow, that's a lot.
I know. That's why I sent a pickup truck full of holiday decorations to DI
Yeah.
a month or so ago, because I decorated every nook and cranny, but not so much. I've kind of simplified, because it's just like I'm tired.
I know. My parents have a small one. I don't even think they undecorate it. I think they just put something over the top of it and take it downstairs and then bring it up. And
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Anyway,
Do you decorate your bathroom, VJ?
Not for Christmas.
But do you do with quilts and
I do
cross
have
stitch and stuff?
embroidery and things. In
Yeah.
there. Yes, I definitely do.
Do you switch it out to get like, I don't know.
I
to
usually
protect it?
don't switch out my bathrooms. No, there's pretty much the same old thing all year long.
yeah.
You have to look at the same thing.
Well, when I was little, people used to buy, like, they had these horrific, I shouldn't say that. 'Cause
People might still have it.
yeah, they had these covers that would go on the toilet tank and on the
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The little
the
rug
seat,
things.
the
yeah.
little Santa that was on the toilet
Yeah.
seat. That is not the decorating I did in my bathroom. I'll just tell you that.
I do. And when I got married, I did get some of the little toilet seat covers and stuff. I don't really see those anymore. I
That's
think
right.
that might be gone. Yeah.
That's kind of germy.
I think so.
I think
too.
we've all learned a lot about germs.
Yeah, especially in the last couple of years.
Yes. We're all tired of germs.
Yeah.
But
Thank
Anyway.
you.
you're welcome. So I appreciate you joining us for Table Talk, and we'll see you next week. If there's anything you want to know or want us to share, just let us know. Comment in the comment section, and we will do a drawing for the quilt kit.
Yeah.
So thanks a bunch.